Today we talk about something very controversial, but at the same time, why is it controversial? Gun rights. Should someone be able to have a gun at their home? Just have a gun ready to shoot people up with? No. Kill children. Slaughter innocents. But all in the name of, in the rare occurrence that someone breaks into my house, I have a 10% chance of hitting them in the knee, stopping them, phoning the police, and them arriving in time. It's absurd to think that someone should own a gun with so much violence happening and so many children being killed in school massacres, slaughters, mindless accidents, and then in the name of, I should have a bloody assault rifle just so that in the rare occurrence that someone breaks into my house, I can kill them. Or not even kill them, injure them. Is the average civilian going to be able to hit an armed robber? And it's not the average civilian that's committing these crimes. It's someone with a mental disorder, someone that's a bit mental, not to, use vernacular. And there are no background checks in the United States, for example. In the UK is a disaster too, and no one wants to check and see if they're mentally stable and if they can have a gun. Tell me, is that sensible? So, to give the opposition a chance to voice their opinions, we decided to interview the head of the American National Rifle Association. Mr. Lapierre, you believe that everyone in the world should be allowed to have a gun, regardless of socioeconomic status, mental stability, and other factors that might have impact. Dr. Davis, I think it's a matter of. It's not so much of a matter of how many children die. It's a matter of the Second Amendment. See, in America, we have the Second Amendment, which says that everyone has the right to bear arms, and that right cannot be taken away from them. And I think that it's ridiculous that people propose that we have that right taken away from us. And it's people like you who would threaten the Constitution. Go back to your own damn country. So, Mr. Lapierre, I would remind you that we refrain from using any profanity on this show. Some vernacular is permitted, but please refrain from using any profanity. Now, to get back to our main thing. So, those many children who have died around the world, those lives are meaningless, as long as you and your precious right to own a gun are protected. Well, again, Dr. Davis, I think it's a matter of, a single mother should have the opportunity to have a flamethrower, in my opinion. And many people say that's a bit extreme. But if a single mother is taking on many robbers at once, shouldn't she have a flamethrower to be able to protect herself? I mean, she can't fight off 5 robbers at once. I think a flamethrower might be necessary. And machine gun would be useful too. So, Congress, I'm calling on you. I will lobby you, give you PACs. Just make sure that you legalize machine guns and flamethrowers. You're doing nothing right now. So if there's one thing you can do right now, it's legalize machine guns and flamethrowers. So, as you can see, I'm looking a bit disheveled right now. That's because for the last 10 minutes, I've been beating my head on the table. How can there be people as stupid, so insensitive as Mr. Lapierre? I believe that people should be put in prison willy-nilly, so that way people with mental ideas like Mr. Lapierre aren't allowed to appear on the telly. Well, again, Dr. Davis, it's a matter of, in America, we have the Second Amendment. As the Second Amendment. Shut up about the Second Amendment! No one cares! Why don't you go to the graves of those dead children and tell them that the Second Amendment killed them? So, because this is more of an American issue, as shown by our friend Mr. Lapierre here, we'll be going to our senior American correspondent here, Dr. Spence Mickelson.
Now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my views on gun laws and gun safety. So, basically, I feel that in the Constitution, the framers of the Constitution intended it for the protection of one's own home. The right to bear arms would be the right to defend oneself with a gun or like any kind of firearm, but not really for carrying around. So you should be expected to defend yourself, really. And basically, background checks. I feel as though background checks should be made for all gun purchases to make sure that the buyer is not like a con or someone who wouldn't treat it responsibly and use it responsibly. And I also feel as though assault rifles, they're not even necessary for things that aren't military use. Because you're not gonna need an assault rifle at your house unless it's like zombie apocalypse type stuff, and that's not gonna happen anytime soon. So basically, you can have a handgun in your house, but your rights should be limited. So no assault rifles, obviously, background checks, and have a good day. Thank
So,
you.
as you can see, Dr. Spank Mickelson had some very important and very reasonable opinions. Now, why Congress and other governing bodies around the world can't even listen to or maybe apply such rules, maybe test them out, is a mystery to me. Though it's not really a mystery, it's just, corrupt government officials. That's why governments should be led by those who do not seek power, those who have power thrust upon them. And that summarizes the entire existence of governments around the world and how humans can govern themselves, which a truth that comes back to gun rights. Any sensible person from outside of society would look at the idea of people being allowed to have guns and see that idea of being just insane. How can people just be allowed to have guns? So on that note, we will end the show, and thank you for watching.